Okay, in last class we did nephron. Fine. So we'll start with the structure of nephron. So one more thing. So would you tell me what we were doing in nephron, like the last line you noted down? What was that? So what you noted down in the last class? What was the last line which you noted down in last class? Anyone of you? Please tell me the last line which we noted down in last class.
Each human kidney contain approximately 10 lakh nephrons, which filter the excretory substances from the blood.
Okay, and we have discussed the structure of nephron. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, PCT, DCT, and all that. Right. Fine. So today we have to start with, but we haven't discussed the structure of kidney. Yes, or we discussed the structure of kidney. Did we did that? Human kidney structure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we did that. Fine. So today we have to start with the urine formation. I think so. Yes. Today we have to start with the urine formation. Fine. So for sake of urine formation, I'm going to discuss with you a diagram which I have made. It is made by myself, right? So first we will discuss with the urine formation, then we'll start with doing we'll do the micturition process, right, and filtration process, and then we'll do the last thing is micturition, and that is the urinary disorder, right? Right. So let me discuss with you urine formation process. How does the urine formation process takes place? I'm going to discuss with you a diagram, and that is actually a diagram that is made by me, and I'll share the same diagram. I have in fact already shared the same diagram with Niskar ji, and you have to, if you want, you can take it from him, right? So okay, we discussed this structure nephron. So put the next heading: filtration and urine formation. Filtration and urine formation, right? Filtration and urine formation. Filtration. Tell me, is it visible to you, all of you, or should I make it a bit larger? Visible or not? Samaira, Minashi, visible or not?
I'll make it more larger.
Okay, fine. What I will do, look, this is a complete diagram for filtration process and urine formation process, and it will serve your purpose of your medical examination as well as for your school examination, right? But like it have been divided into two parts, right? So as in previous class, I have told you that half of the nephron part there will be in your cortex part, and half of the part in will be medulla part. Look, here I have tried to divide it with a fine line. So here, here this part. So this part belongs to the cortex part. So this the nephron, the part of the nephron which is above the line, like this part. So this part, the part will be in like cortex part, and the part which is below the line, that will be in the medulla part, right? So this part will be in medulla part, right? So half of the nephron will be in cortex part, half of the nephron will lie into the medulla part. Fine. So what I will do first, I will discuss this one, then I will slide accordingly, right? So I am going to switch off the camera so that it won't enter with the space. I'll try to make it more larger. Is it visible now? Yes, Minashi, Shamira, and all. Is it visible now? Okay. So look, till we are discussing it, the camera will be switched off, right? So look, try to understand it. This part will be at cortex part, and the below one part, that will be in medulla part, right? So the cortex part, in the cortex part there will be two parts, PCT and DCT, right? And this connecting tubule. And the lower part at the medulla part, there will be this one loop of Henle, and other, that is the collecting duct, right? Or urine duct, right? So look, let me discuss with you. Look, so I'll start with the PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. So the part of blood is coming inside, and it's going from here. So the part which is bringing inside the blood in the Bowman's capsule, that is called afferent process, right? So this will be afferent process. So here this is the afferent process, and the part which is bringing back the purified or pure blood, that will be called efferent part. So we are clear with that concept. And you know, whenever the blood will try to pass through this Bowman's capsule, so what will happen? These have fine capillaries, and their permeability is approximately 200 times better than the normal blood capillaries. What will happen? A small quantity of liquid, that is called filtrate. Look, we cannot use urine term here. Look, so the liquid which is like taken back by this capillary, that will be the Bowman capsule, that will be called filtrate. Now, whenever the filtrate will try to pass out through, so filtrate is coming down. Where? Filtrate is coming down over here. So whenever the filtrate will try to pass out through this proximal convoluted tubule or the cortex part, what will happen? Actually, some of the nutrient will be absorbed by these capillaries, right? And this cortex part, they will take back all the, look, the filtrate, this filtrate. So here we will call it filtrate. Filtrate will have urea. Yes, they do have some excretory product, and along with the excretory product, they have lots of the water, and along with the water, they have some of the minerals, some of the nutrients, some of the vitamins, which are very important for our body. So what we are going to do, whenever they will they start to passing out, what body will do? Body will actually excrete only excretory substance or the bad substances which are not useful for us. So what will happen in the meanwhile, while passing through this tubule, they will take back the important substance. So what exactly they are taking back? Look, in the proximal convoluted tubule, they will pour down the drugs. They will pour down the some of the penicillin, and what they will bring back. So the arrow which is outside, that they are showing that they are taking back all essential substances which are going with the waste urine. So they will take back potassium, sodium, potassium, chloride, sodium, hormones, glucose, amino acid. You have to remember only those substances which I am underlining, right? Only those substances which I have underlined over here. Right? You have to just remember only those substances. So they will take along with the water, they will take amino acid, they will take back glucose, they will take back hormone, they will take back sodium, chloride, potassium, and all that. So because of reabsorption of these substances, what will happen? The concentration of urine will decrease, right? So that's why what will happen with it, the substance, it will become hypotonic over here, right? So the concentration will reduce. Now this filtrate will pass out, this filtrate will pass out in loop of Henle. Whenever it will come down, this is very important, the question have been asked many times in your medical examination, so you have to keep eyes over here, and they will ask you what are the substances, which of the following substances absorbed by the PCT, DCT of loop of Henle, or they are not absorbed by that, right? So you have to take care of that. Look, so whenever filtrate will come to the loop of Henle, means now it is coming at the medulla part, what will happen? They will reabsorb the water. Again, they will reabsorb the water. So this part of the loop of Henle is called descending duct or descending tubule, right? So they will take back or reabsorb the water. Now, this upper part, this is the ascending part of the loop of Henle. It is impermeable for water. This is not permeable for water, but you have to take care of this one. It has been asked number of the time in your medical examination. This is impermeable for H2O. I have written down every essential information which is required over here. Look, it the NaCl, it is permeable for NaCl, but this is not, this is impermeable for water, right? Again, this is permeable for urea. Ascending limb is permeable for urea, it is permeable for NaCl, but this is impermeable for water, right? So again, the liquid will go to here, liquid will come here, means filtrate will come here. Now the filtrate will reach at the DCT. Again, DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule. Distal means the part which is far away from Bowman's capsule. Whenever it will reach to the DCT, again in the DCT, there will be a hormone that is called aldosterone hormone. From where it is coming? Aldosterone hormone is coming from adrenal cortex. Again, very important question for your medical exams. Under the influence of aldosterone hormone, which is secreted from adrenal gland, active reabsorption of sodium will take place. So this is very important question. So sodium is reabsorbed under the influence of a hormone that is called aldosterone, right? Where it is secreted from the adrenal gland. Again, one more enzyme is working at DCT part, digital convoluted tubule. One more hormone is working, that is the ADS. That is ADS, right? ADS is antidiuretic hormone. So under the influence of ADS hormone is secreted from posterior pituitary. Again, a very important question. So ADH, under the influence of ADH hormone, which is secreted from posterior pituitary, they will absorb the water. So in DCT, two hormones are working, aldosterone, and the second one is the this one ADH. So under the influence of these two hormones, two things are getting absorbed, that is sodium or water. Please tell me, is it clear for you or to all of you till this point?
Yes, sir.
Clear? Okay. Again, the urine will become isotonic over here. Isotonic means the concentration of the filtrate. We cannot use urine term. I'm sorry for that. We cannot use urine term here till here. Isotonic, this filtrate will have the same concentration like the blood. Again, this part is called connecting tubule. It is connecting the part of the nephron which is connecting with the main pipeline, that is called connecting tubule. Now the filtrate will come over here. Now this larger pipeline, this is called collecting duct. Look, here I have mentioned this is called collecting duct. So what will happen? Under the influence of, again, aldosterone, again this hormone is working over here, aldosterone. So aldosterone is working at two places, DCT, and it is also working at the collecting duct. At collecting duct, it will again absorb the sodium, right? They will, now it will be called urine. So now here we will start using term urine. So the urine term can be used at collecting duct, not in connecting duct, right? Again, the urine is coming over here. From the urine, sodium is absorbed again under the influence of aldosterone. So sodium is absorbed. Glucose is also absorbed by active transport, mean expenditure of energy. Fine. Now the substance which is coming over here, that is called urine. Tell me, is it crystal clear for you or not? Is it crystal clear for all of you? And in case if you have any doubt, if you have any question, please ask me right now. Yes, guys. Urine formation is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's clear for you. Fine. So I will share the same diagram with you. You can take the screenshot as well. I will share with you. Niskarji will share with you people, right? And you have to draw this diagram by your own pen, and keep keep in mind only those points which I have encircled or underlined with the red color, right? And now start writing down the urine formation, right? I'm going to dictate, now write it down, right? Start. Okay, urine formation. So first, glomerular filtration. On an average, 1100 to on an average 1100 to 1200 ml of blood is filtered by kidney per minute. Is filtered by kidney per minute. Next point. Glomerular filtrate contain the glomerular filtrate. So we are talking about this filtrate, right? Which have been filtered over here. The glomerular filtrate contain large amount of water and other dissolved substances. Large amount of water and other dissolved substances such as urea, uric acid, creatinine, such as urea, uric acid, creatinine, amino acid, glucose, sodium, potassium, vitamins, etc. Next is tubular reabsorption. Put the heading tubular reabsorption. From Bowman's capsule. So first it has been filtrate over here. So glomerular capsule have filtrate over here. Tubular reabsorption. From Bowman's capsule, glomerular filtrate enters into PCT. Full stop. Absorption of selected material takes place from filtrate into blood. takes place from filtrate into blood. Full stop. The process is termed tubular reabsorption. The process is termed tubular reabsorption. Full stop. Reabsorption involve both passive and active transport. Reabsorption involve both passive and active transport across the tubular epithelium. Look, keep the mind in the headings whatever I am discussing with you. Look, we are discussing first thing what I have told you. So first we're studying glomerular filtration, then filtration, and then second heading is that is tubular reabsorption. Under tubular reabsorption, we will study in PCT, right? Then, so absorption is taking place in PCT. Yes, we discussed few minutes back before PCT. Then we are discussing. We'll discuss at loop of Henle. Then C part, that is at DCT, right? So that's how we are going to discuss, right? So first, the reabsorption involved both active and passive process. Full stop. At this point, in the same heading, at this point, filtrate is at this point. Where? At this point means here. At this point, here. I'm talking about here, right? At this point, it is almost isotonic to blood plasma. Isotonic to blood plasma. Now, first subheading is absorption at PCT. Absorption at PCT. About 65% of filtrate is normally absorbed. About 65% of filtrate is absorbed normally at PCT. Normally at PCT before reaching to loop of Henle. Before reaching it to loop of Henle. Full stop. Some of the urea from filtrate, some of the urea from filtrate is reabsorbed. Full stop. So we have again over discussed over here that urea absorption takes place over here, right? I have discussed that 65% of the filtrate absorbed and urea is absorbed over here, right? So 65% is filtrate is absorbed and urea is absorbed over here along with that, right? Full stop. Sodium and potassium. This is very, very important. I have discussed over here by active process. Look, I have discussed over here as a point sodium and potassium by active. transport, right? Active transport means expansion of ATP will take place. ATP is spent over here, right? Sodium and potassium are reabsorbed primarily. Sodium and potassium are reabsorbed primarily by active transport. Full stop. Glucose, amino acid, and hormones. Glucose and amino acids and hormone are reabsorbed. Glucose, amino acid, and hormones are reabsorbed primarily by active transport. Full stop. Chloride ions, urea, and other solutes. Chloride ions, urea, and other solutes are reabsorbed. Chloride ions, urea, and other solutes are reabsorbed by diffusion. Full stop. The filtrate is isotonic at this point. Next, loop of Henle. So loop of Henle we have discussed, they have 2 points, right? Ascending and descending loop, right? Loop of Henle. Next wording is loop of Henle, at loop of Henle. In descending limb means this part. This part. In descending limb, water is reabsorbed due to osmosis, and the filtrate become hypertonic. The filtrate become
Sir, water is reabsorbed due
to osmosis. Full stop. Water is reabsorbed. Look, here the water is getting reabsorbed. Osmosis means passive process, means energy is not expended over here, right? So descending limb, you have to take care of this thing, that you have to keep the mind. This question have been asked number of the time, that descending limb is permeable for water, but ascending limb is not permeable for water. So please keep this in mind. I'm reminding again and again because this question have been asked massively in different medical examinations, right? So the filtrate become hypertonic to blood plasma. The filtrate become hypertonic to blood plasma. The filtrate become hypertonic to blood plasma. The filtrate become hypertonic to blood plasma at this point. Next point. Ascending loop is impermeable to water, but permeable to potassium, chloride, and sodium, but permeable to potassium, chloride, and sodium, and partially permeable to urea, and partially permeable to urea. Full stop. It is also permeable for NaCl. It is also permeable for NaCl. Next heading is DCT. It is very important. Like DCT reabsorption is very important. Look, next DCT. Next heading is DCT. You have to take care of hormones, from where the hormones are getting secreted. You have to take care of the substances which are being reabsorbed, right? The active reabsorption of sodium ion, the active reabsorption of sodium ion from the filtrate under the influence of aldosterone. The active reabsorption of sodium ion from filtrate under the influence of aldosterone takes place. Underline the sentence. This is very important for your medical exam. Aldosterone secreted by the cortex of aldosterone is secreted by the cortex of adrenal gland. Full stop. Chloride ions are also reabsorbed. Full stop. Water is reabsorbed here. Water is reabsorbed here under the influence of ADH. Water is reabsorbed here under the influence of ADH hormone. Full stop. Underline the sentence. ADH is secreted from posterior pituitary. ADH is secreted from posterior pituitary. Full stop. It makes blood isotonic. It makes blood isotonic to blood plasma. It makes blood isotonic to blood plasma. Next point. Sodium is reabsorbed here in high amount. Next subheading is, so look, we have studied the reabsorption at the point of DCT. Next, I have asked you, I have told you that after the DCT there is a collecting duct, right? This part is called connecting duct, and this is called collecting duct, right? So the next heading is collecting duct. Connecting duct is that part of the nephron which is connecting to collecting duct, right? So next heading is collecting duct. Next is collecting duct. Put heading. Collecting duct. Collecting duct. Right. Now start writing down the collecting duct. This part, collecting. Please note it down. Sodium is, again, the absorption of sodium takes place. Sodium is reabsorbed in collecting duct under the influence of aldosterone. Under the influence of aldosterone. Full stop. Underline the sentence which is I'm going to dictate in the next. At collecting duct, we can use the urine term for filtrate. At collecting duct, we use urine for filtrate. Full stop. Urine is hypertonic to blood. Urine is hypertonic to blood. So are you getting my point? What is hypertonic, hypotonic or not? Tell me this thing. Is it clear? Hypertonic, clear or not? Yes, guys? Hey, come on. Tell me. Hypertonic, clear or not? Minashi? Samaira? Alvia? Atif, is it clear to you? Hypertonic? Please, come on, respond me.
Yes.
Okay. Alvia, Mazia, Minashi and Samaira? Is it clear?
So can you explain?
Yeah, so that's what I have doubt on that. That's why I asked you. In case if you have the problem of with any single term, ask me right now. Look, isotonic means if the concentration of two liquid is equal, like I have A liquid, I have B liquid. If the concentration of the both of the liquid is equal, then I will call both of the isotonic. Iso means equal. Tonic means concentration. If any liquid have higher concentration than another one, so the higher concentration liquid will be called hypertonic, and the lower concentration liquid will be called hypotonic. Is it clear? Hypo means dilute, hyper means concentrated, and iso means equal concentration. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ask any easy term if you do not know. Look, like nobody is perfect, and take my instruction, take my suggestion. Never hesitate with doctor and teacher if you want to be happy, right? So never hesitate me. If any simple term, if it is not clear, say frankly, sir, tell me first this term, then we'll go ahead, right? I'll be more happy, right? So always ask. I try to okay, fine. So where we were? Glucose. Now here the blood is high. Okay, urine is hypertonic too. Okay, again in the same like next line will be glucose and amino acid. Glucose and amino acid. Glucose and amino acid are absorbed actively into blood. Glucose and amino acid are absorbed actively into blood by active transport. By active transport. So that's how the formation of urine takes place. Now tell me, guys, is it crystal clear? Or in case if you have any problem, please tell me. Clear to all of you? I want everyone response, because this was this is the thing which is a bit critical, a bit difficult, and you will get every answer of every question. Not even a single question will be go out of this page. Whatever I have drawn over here, it's the near to perfect. Fine. So should we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
So next process is micturition. What is the micturition? Micturition means the removal of the urine from the body. That process is called micturition. How the micturition takes place? Look. So put the next heading. Look, next heading is micturition. In fact, we call it micturiation. Micturition means that is the removal of urine from the body. First, let me share with you a diagram. Then you will come to know what is the removal of urine from the body, how actually it is operated in our body. First, I'll try to explain this diagram. It must be visible to all of you. Look. This is sympathetic nerve system. This is parasympathetic. Right. So actually both belongs to the autonomous nervous system. Means this is automatic system. Right. In our brain, there are two things. Some of the processes are automated. We cannot control them. Can we control our heart rate? Can we control our breathing rate? Is it possible? It's not practically possible for us. Right. We can't control our breathing rate. Either we can't control our rate of respiration. Both are controlled by our brain. And the part of the brain that is autonomous means that is the automated system which is controlling all these two things. Right. So sympathetic and parasympathetic, these both are the autonomous. What they are doing, so they are from this pelvic nerve, they are controlling. So look, first parasympathetic, it is going and it is controlling our urinary bladder, right? This is going and covering our urinary bladder. What they are doing, they are also controlling our internal sphincter. There are two walls, internal sphincter and external sphincter. Look, what happens when you feel that, when you do not feel that you have to go to urine or to remove the urine from your body. So before urination, this internal sphincter, internal valve is closed, and this is called filling process. So when internal valve is closed, urine is getting filled in your what? In your urinary bladder. Now it is getting filled. What will happen after the time when it is almost filled? What will happen? This internal sphincter will open. Means internal, there are two valves which control the urine leak out from our body. So the internal valve will open. When internal valve will open, then you will feel that you must go to urination. And when you go to urine, right? When you go to urine and you remove urine from body, on that time your somatic nerve control. That is not automatic, that is under your control, right? This nerve is controlled up to certain extent. If you want to hold the urine for next 15 minutes, next 30 minutes, next 1 hour, then it's okay. This somatic nerve will, but if beyond 1 hour, nobody can control. After a limit, somatic nerve will say, sorry, I'm not going to control it, right? Then what will happen? It will open the external sphincter and urine will pass out from your urinary duct, right? Right? Is it clear to you or not? Clear?
Yes, sir.
So urination process is partially uncontrolled, partially controlled, right? Sympathetic, parasympathetic, that is that control partially, that control themselves, automated. Somatic nerve, it is up to your will, right? But up to certain extent at your will. After a limit, it will not be under your control, right? So please note it now. Micturiation. Put the heading micturiation. Keep on writing. Expulsion of urine from urinary bladder. Expulsion of urine from urinary bladder is called micturiation. Expulsion of urine from urinary bladder is called micturiation. It is a reflex process, but in grown-up children and adult, it is a reflex process, but in grown-up children and adult, it can be controlled voluntarily. It can be controlled voluntarily in some extent. Full stop. Next point. The urinary bladder, this part, this is urinary bladder. So this is urinary bladder, and this part is called sphincter. Sphincter, I have told you that this is the first sphincter, this is the first now, and this is second now, right? And this part is urinary bladder. This part, this complete part is urinary. Urinary bladder and internal sphincter are supplied by both. Urinary bladder and internal sphincter are supplied by both sympathetic and parasympathetic nerve system. Sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system of autonomic nervous system of autonomic nervous system, right? Full stop. Whereas external sphincter is supplied by somatic nerve. Full stop. Somatic nerve is under the control of human will. Somatic nerve is under control of human will. Next point. Parasympathetic nerve causes relaxation of this one. Look, this one. Parasympathetic nerve causes relaxation of internal sphincter. It causes means it open, right? Internal sphincter, it open it. Parasympathetic nerve causes relaxation of internal sphincter, leading to emptying of urinary bladder, leading to emptying of urinary bladder. Full stop. Parasympathetic nerve is called nerve of emptying, or nerve of micturition. Nerve of micturiation. Next, somatic nerve maintain the contraction. Somatic nerve maintain the contraction of external sphincter.
So can you
So
repeat?
that somatic nerve maintain the contraction of external sphincter, so that the external sphincter is constricted always. Full stop. During micturition, this nerve is inhibited. Full stop. Somatic nerve is responsible for voluntary control of micturiation. So that was the process of removal of urine from our body and micturiation process. Tell me, is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this was how the control takes place. And one more important thing which I am going to discuss with, that is the artificial kidney. Then we will discuss the some urine disorder and next rest of it. Right? Tell me if you have any problem till this point. Please tell me. Come on. Atif, all clear? Alvia,
Yes, sir.
Alvia, you hardly spoke. Tell me today, is it clear to you or not? I don't got response from your end. Alvia?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay, great. Mazia? Is it clear? Samira?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, great. So, Minashi, clear?
Yes, sir, clear.
Great. Look, so the next thing which we are going to discuss, that is the artificial kidney. Like you must have listened the process about the dilation and all that. Check for that. Look, today we'll have class till like 1.5 hour only, because I'm feeling a sore throat at like I'm feeling a pain at my throat, but still we'll keep on doing it. Like I'll complete this chapter and try to keep at 1.5 hour. Okay, is it okay for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm feeling a pain, like I have a cold, but still we'll keep that. So the next point is that artificial kidney, right? Artificial kidney means you must have listened about the dialysis process, right? Dialysis process means, have you listened about the dialysis process? Like the particular person in dialysis and he's in dialyzer or she is in dialyzer. You must have listened that, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. One more important thing what I want to convey with you as a biology student. Look, this must not be common in Arabian continent, but this is the common in India and the rest of the country. There are certain people, they have this kind of the knife. They are professional killers. And you know, they have a certain kind of the knife. This kind of the knife. They have this kind of the knife. This is the actually shape of that knife. You know, this is actually the shape of that knife. What they do, they have a like zigzag condition over here, and the external point is that pointed. You know, when an unprofessional person try to kill a person with the help of knife of any pointed thing, what they do, they put the knife 30 times, 50 times, 40 times in his stomach, and the person, after, if excessive bleeding is not there, even after 1 hour, if a person reaches to the hospital, you can save that person, because damaging intestine, the recovery in intestine, that is not Herculean task. But you know, if kidney is damaged, you cannot save that person. Within 10 to 15 minutes, the person will die. What they do, they put this kind of the knife inside a person, and they do not keep it in the, like, they're not put inside the stomach. they put inside from the side at the point of the kidney where kidney are situated. They rotate it and they pull it back. When they pull it back, what happens? The kidney get injured, and when they penetrate, the kidney get injured. When they rotate, the kidney get stuck with that knife, and when they pull this part, the kidney get completely damaged. They just put two knife, right? Like they hit twice in a person. They damage both of the kidney, and the person die within 15 to 20. Right? That's how the attack, and that's how they kill a person. In case if a person is capable of, with that person, if the person is capable of like protecting his or her kidney, the professional killer, with the help of the knife, they cannot kill a person, because they cannot penetrate over here. These are the bones, and bones are as stronger as like a rod of sternum. A rod of costine. It is equally harder like a rod of costine, right? So that is something, the technical thing. They do not know that they are killing a person with a damaging kidney, but they know the tactics. So, and again, unfortunately, sometimes what happened, due to some pollution, due to some insecticide, due to some pesticide, due to radiation, due to some like bad water and contaminated water, bad food, so the kidney of person get damaged. When the kidney of person get damaged, they are unable to filtrate. Either the rate of filtration reduces, or the completely filtration reduces. What they do, so accumulation of urea takes place in their body. If accumulation of the urea will take place, they will hamper all the reactions which are going on inside person, like body of person. So there is only one solution, that we have to keep a person in dilator. What is the dialysis process? What is the artificial kidney? So put the heading, artificial and hemodialysis. Okay. Dialysis, right? Hemodialysis. Oh, hemodialysis. Yes. Hemodialysis means the dialysis of blood. So the complete term is hemodialysis, but in commonly we use the term dialysis. uh, Look, this is the process of dialysis. Look, this is a hemodialysis process. So what happened in dialysis process? We take off blood. Blood is removed for cleaning. Blood is removed. Here we monitor the arterial pressure. The pressure in the artery is monitored over here. We inject like here at this point, we put the injection and we inject heparin infusion. What is the heparin? Atif, what is heparin? What is heparin? Samara, any idea? Heparin? Come on, gas. Minashi, heparin? Circulatory system, we did it. Before excretion, we did the we have completed circulatory system, guys. Come on. Is it clear or not? Yes. So give me 1 second again.
Anti-clotting agent.
Yes,
Anti-clotting agent.
a very good anti-clotting agent. Yes, very good. As I was very shocked because I have taught you that part with the full of the dedication. So that circulatory system. So you must retain all those concepts, and it must be at your tip. Very simple. It was very simple question. Have you did have I taken Viva of your batch? No,
No, sir.
no. So we were supposed to take Viva today. Yes, I was supposed to take Viva as well. Hmm. Give me just a minute. Yes,
Yes, sir.
it was Viva today. After completion of this chapter, I will take Viva, right? And the last chapter was, I think it was circulatory system. Yes, it was circulatory system. So can I take the Viva today or not? Tell me. It's up to you.
Sir,
Yes?
sir, when I asked Niska sir which chapter to learn, he told digestion chapter.
Sir, for
Digestion.
me also is a digestion.
Okay, so can I take the Viva of digestion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after completion of this one, I will take the Viva. I will ask four questions to each of you. You have to answer that question, right? And okay. So digestion, I will take the Viva of digestion, no issue. But I will take it. Fine. Mazia, should I take it or not? No. Are you prepared? Atif, are you prepared for that?
Yes, sir.
Prepared? Okay. Then I'll take it. Okay. Mazia want to give it on Sunday. Tomorrow. Okay. So no issue. Mazia, is there any issue? Didn't you completed that? Tell me. Say frankly. Okay, you did. So should I take it today or tomorrow? Finally, it's up to you.
Tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I don't want to disappoint anyone. So tomorrow I will take the Viva first, then I will start with the class. And nobody will enter in the class late, right? So tomorrow I will take, I am considering like you, Mazia. So tomorrow I will take the Viva, and the Viva will be from, if you have completed digestion, okay, that will, the chapter will be by digestion. Okay. So today I'll complete this process, then we'll take it to tomorrow. Fine. Okay. So here we infuse heparin. What is heparin? Heparin is actually anti-clotting agent. It do not allow blood. This is anti-clotting agent. So it do not allow blood to clot inside our body. Again, this motor is pumping in. This is inflow pressure monitor, right? This is a part where a liquid is filled, that is called dialyzer. Dialyzer, inside the dialyzer, blood flow inside a liquid, blood flow inside the tubes, which are made up of cellulose cellophane membrane, right? The dialyzer glows inside here and come outside here. Then again, the blood flow here. Look, here in these cellophane membrane, the dialyzer have every content which is present in the blood except urea. So what happened? Cellophane membrane are permeable to urea only. They are not permeable to protein. They are not permeable to fat and rest of the substance. So what happened? With the help of this cell from the wall of this cellophane membrane, when blood passes to this cellophane membrane, what happened? The urea inflow, the urea comes out from the blood to the dialyzer, and the dialyzer takes the urea and blood become clean. Again, we have a dialyzer inflow pressure monitor, and again the blood goes inside the body. That's how the dialysis takes place. Is it clear to you or not? Tell me. Clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Start writing now. Start writing. Artificial kidney is a hemodialysis machine. Artificial kidney is a hemodialysis machine through which toxic substances are removed from the blood of a person. Toxic substances are removed from the blood of a person whose kidney are completely damaged. Full stop. The machine is also known as hemodialyzer. Full stop. Next point. The patient is connected to machine. The patient is connected to machine by a tube attached to artery. Often it is radial artery. So the name of the artery, often sometime mostly it is taken from the radial. Often it is the radial artery. Radial artery, we have two bones, radio and ulna. So the vein which is the artery which is passes from the radial, that is called radial artery. Often it is radial artery. Full stop. The dialyzer is filled with dialyzing fluid. The dialyzer is filled with dialyzing fluid which contain dialyzer is filled with dialyzing fluid which contain the same quantity of electrolyte and nutrient, as a normal plasma, but contain no waste product. Full stop. The cellophane tube, let me write it down. The cellophane tube is kept in dialyzing fluid. Full stop. The membrane of cellophane tube is impermeable to blood and protein, and permeable to urea, uric acid, creatinine, and mineral ions. Full stop. So these waste, diffuses from blood. So these waste diffuses from blood to dialyzing fluid, diffuses from blood to dialyzing fluid across the membrane. Full stop. The blood is cleared of nitrogenous waste. The blood is cleared of nitrogenous waste without losing plasma protein. Full stop. Now the blood return to patient's body. Now the blood return to patient body. Now the blood return to patient body through radial vein. A last point, at a point about 500 ml of blood, at a point about 500 ml of blood return to 400 ml of blood is passed through artificial kidney. Look, put a note over here. This is exclusively question for your medical examination. It is for need only. Right? Put the words first successful organ transplant. The words first successful organ transplant was kidney transplantation. Which was undertaken by David Hume and Joseph Kelly at the Peter Bent Brigham at the, let me write it down, Peter Bent Brigham Hospital in Boston. The city name is Boston. Now the next heading is the first is, that is disorder of excretory system. Put the next heading, disorder of excretory system. Disorders. So disorders of excretory system. The first disorder is uremia. What is uremia? Nothing, just increase in the urine content in the blood, right? Because kidney is not doing its work. That is called uremia. Please note it down. In this condition, high concentration of high concentration of non-protein nitrogens include urea, uric acid, creatinine, include urea, uric acid, creatinine, takes place in blood. Full stop. Urea accumulation in blood, urea accumulation in blood is comparatively high in uremia. It may be due to damaged kidney stone. Why it takes place? It may be due to damaged kidney stone, or some antibiotic. Next is very common thing, that is called renal calculi. Renal calculi, right? So that is called kidney stone. Renal calculi or kidney stone. So stones are made up of actually calcium oxalate. They are the salts of oxalate. Calcium oxalate. So keep on writing. The stones gives rise to severe pain starting in back. Stones gives rise severe pain starting in back and radiating down in the front. Let's stop. Stones are insoluble mass. Stones are insoluble mass of salts of oxalate formed within kidney. And next is hypertension. Third one is hypertension. Secretion of large amount of renin. We'll study this the secretion of renin and what is the function of renin, how it function in our body, and then like last chapter of this human physiology, that is the chemical coordination. Secretion of large amount of renin leads to hypertension, means high blood pressure, leads to hypertension. All right, and next is renal failure, means kidney failure. Renal failure. Note it down. Renal failure or kidney failure. It is the decrease or stoppage of glomerular filtration. It is the decrease or stoppage of glomerular filtration. Full stop. In acute renal failure, both of the kidney, both of the kidney stop working. In acute renal failure, both of the kidney stop working. Full stop. Next is diabetes insipidus, which you called diabetes normally. Diabetes insipidus. Deficiency of ADH. Leads to diabetes insipidus. So that's it for the diseases, right? And we'll study about the more of the diseases which caused by due to the hormones. We'll study in next chapter, right? So this was all about the excretory system. Now, do you have any question? If you have any question, any doubt, please ask me right now. Minashi, this is all about this chapter, that is the excretory system. So in case if you have any problem, Minashi, Samaira, anyone of you. Atif, Alvia, all clear?
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow we will start with the locomotion. That is the next chapter. That is the locomotion of that human body part, and then we study the sliding filament theory, which is the muscular sliding theory for these two things. And before the starting of the class, I will take the Viva. Right? Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So today we are summating class over here, right? Even the next chapter is going to be start, and I have also sore throat. Tomorrow we will start from the locomotion and movement, right? So till the time, see you guys. Bye bye. Good night. Take care and be prepared, right?
Yes, sir.
I want all of you are very bright child, and I want a very quick answer from you people. I have lots of expectation from you people. All of you people. Samaira, Minashi, all of you. Even Atif, Alvia, from all of you. I have very great expectation. So don't please disappoint me tomorrow, and be on time tomorrow, right? Don't be late.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care. Good night.
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Viva digestion chapter only, right?
I'll take like digestion and absorption, right?
Yes.
Fine. Bye. Good night.
Thank you, sir.